Well, I was going off earlier about how nobody in society seems to want to do the hard things, how it's easy for me to get up here on TV and yell about the craziness out there when I work for a TV network, the first that encourages me to do so. They've never told me what I can or can't say. I need somebody to do the hard things, actually risk something out there. Which brings me to my next guest. Let me show you a little video first before I introduce him.
This world. This world is so imperfect. It's full of pain and fear. Despite all the chaos, all the judgment, we know that so many of you are good. We forget how human we are, how human we all are, including you.
The man who made that is my next guest. He is obviously the star of Walking Dead and the CEO of Vigard Watches, Ilan Srulovicz. Sir, why take a chance like that on even a vaguely pro-police video when each and every football coach, star, movie star, everybody else in your industry in that general area is either hiding under their bed or talking about how bad cops suck, and there you are actually taking chances putting out something like that? Why?
Well, I feel like we're normalizing extreme views very quickly right now, and it's a little worrisome. If you went back just a month and you said we're going to be here today, I would have said that's impossible, and then we're here. And the reason I put my company behind it, my watch company, and we released the ad that way, was because I wanted it to have meaning. I wanted to show that there has to be risk behind it for it to have meaning. Because if we keep going down this path, we're going to not only lose our police, which I think we're actually very close to, we're also going to lose our freedom of speech. And I don't want to live in a country like that.
Well, for one, I applaud you for it. I love the fact that somebody out there takes a chance when they don't have to. I think it means a lot. And you're right, we are losing them. We have report after report after report. I'm looking at them. They're in front of me, of cops retiring in droves from here, requesting to be transferred from here in our big cities, which I may be in Texas, but I love our big cities. I love New York. I don't want to see New York descend into absolute apocalypse. And that's where it's heading. And I think it's a really dark place to be as a nation.
Yeah, it's quite scary. It's quite scary to see even just how crime rates are starting to increase and how just the general narrative towards police and the language used has become so demonizing as a whole. And if I could put one message out there, it's that we have to stop demonizing each other. We have to start humanizing each other, especially the police. If you want to fix communities and police, you build bridges, you don't burn them. And yet that's all we're seeing. And I think people don't realize that the end result of all this is going to be absolute anarchy if it doesn't end at some point.
Do they really not realize it, or is the simple truth of the matter a lot of these people do realize it and they're angry enough for whatever reason, either angry at America, angry enough at whatever, they want it to burn?
I think there's definitely an anti-American sentiment that's been growing, unfortunately. Yeah, I think there's an element of that. I mean, I've heard a lot of people openly say they want to burn down the system and remake it in their own view. I think there's sadly, a lot of misconceptions behind that, a lot of miseducation. And I think that they don't realize the world they're trying to create is not a world that's going to be better, but a world that's far, far worse. Even as something as simple as just defunding or abolishing the police, even that one aspect of American society is so foundational that if you just ended that alone would cause destruction of society. So, I mean, coupled with the other things, yeah, I have a lot of fear around the things that I hear nowadays, definitely.
You mentioned you put your company, Vigard Watches, behind this. And I love that. And this is why I love it, because I watch not just, the next politician, not just some lefty Hollywood star, not just a football player. Corporations in America have lined up with this insane anti-cop rhetoric. We're canceling cops. Cops is an American institution. We're canceling live PD. These are shows that show the reality of life, and now you can't even depict cops in any positive way, and corporations are backing this. That's one of the things that's worried me the most, is watching corporate America just take that line. Why has it gone that way so quickly?
I'll tell you the three things that worry me the most are the government right now, because they're not responding to any of this. And I've never seen that before in my entire life. The media, which is really pushing these extreme views, and also corporations, which have jumped on the bandwagon fully. And I was inundated. That's why I put my company behind it. I don't want to have to put my company behind a political message or a message supporting police or whatever it is. But when 100% of other companies, these massive corporations, are coming out and pushing it nonstop, there's an obligation for companies to start stepping up to the plate and coming out. And that's the only way that we're going to change what's going on, if we can start putting a different perspective in there. Because if you have only one side of a debate or only one side of a conversation, and anyone on the opposition is demonized and not allowed to talk and their life is ruined, we're getting to a dark place. So those are my three big concerns. And it's shocking to me that politicians have not started speaking out about this stuff.
Hey, thanks so much for watching the first on YouTube. If you liked what you saw, go ahead and like and subscribe. You heard me. Like it, subscribe. You'll get a lot more of it and a lot more of me.